Hello everyone! Now you will hear a brief summary of the movie Better Days. Enjoy watching! Life in a Chinese school is bustling. The seniors are preparing for the university entrance exam, which will take place in 2 months. Chen noticed that a classmate was tense and deep in thought. During the lesson, because of her headphones, she didn't immediately hear the screams coming from the schoolyard. On the asphalt lay the body of that very girl. Xiaodei's corpse was being filmed on hundreds of phones, so Chen approached and covered her with a jacket. The students are discussing why she decided to jump, who drove her to it. The detective asks Chen if she was friends with the classmate and if she noticed any oddities in her behavior. Upon learning that the schoolgirls weren't even friends, the police asked, then why did Chen cover her with her jacket?
Xiaodei wouldn't have wanted to be seen like that.
Returning to the classroom, Chen saw a red puddle on her chair. Hu Xiaodei was bullied in the same way before. Chen is new at this school. She hasn't even had the chance to make friends yet. Her mother owes money to creditors, so when the collectors start banging on the door, Chen has to hide on the floor. The next day, the students saw that bars had been installed on the windows to prevent such incidents from happening again. In the cafeteria, 3 school bullies started harassing Chen. They were the ones who tormented Hu Xiaodei and seemed to have found a new victim. On the way home, they pushed Chen so hard that she fell onto the asphalt. The bullies started tormenting the girl, demanding to know what she had told the police. The single mother sells counterfeit cosmetics. She breaks the law to save money for her daughter's university education. Chen is among the top 10 students in the school. Every day at dawn, the woman goes out to sell the counterfeit goods. After school, Chen hurries home to avoid being attacked. She saw 3 thugs beating someone up, and she called the police. The bullies noticed this, grabbed the girl, and took her backpack. Chen was forced to kneel and kiss the beaten boy. To stop the poor guy from being kicked, Chen complied and kissed him on the lips. Suddenly, with his last bit of strength, the young man got up and hit one of the attackers. Regaining his senses and without saying anything to Chen, he trudged home. But later, the stranger found the girl and returned the money that the thugs had taken. He also started to fix her broken phone. He used to deal with stolen parts. Xiaobei offered the new acquaintance a deal. If you pay me, I'll protect you.
You can't even protect yourself, and yet you plan to protect me.
Chen initially refused. She is planning to apply to a prestigious university, and he is just a common thug. Despite the refusal, Xiaobei decided to walk the girl home. The walls of the house were covered with dozens of posters featuring Chen's mother's photo. "Don't trust the fraudster," was written on them. During the lesson, a commotion arose. A photo of the poster was sent to all of Chen's classmates. Most likely, this was the work of the main bully, Wei Lai. Chen burst into tears and ran out of the classroom. The upset girl was picked up by Xiaobei on a motorcycle. He took Chen to his modest dwelling, a small shack on the outskirts. The young man fed the schoolgirl some noodles. Chen had to turn off her phone because she was being bombarded with mocking text messages. The bully became curious if his guest liked him, and if she wanted to sleep with him. Then he pinned her against the wall, reminding her that he was a scoundrel, not a good guy. During the physical education class, Chen's classmates ignored her and Wei Lai threw a ball at her head. The next ball flew between her legs. Chen snapped and retorted, but after that, the bully pushed the girl down the stairs. She makes it clear that she won't leave Chen alone so easily. A classmate asked Chen to endure for another month, and they would leave for Beijing. She will endure because she is stronger than the deceased, Xiaodei. But in Chen's opinion, they are all weak.
They have been bullying me all this time. Chen!
Realized that she must report to the detective about the bullies who drove her classmate to despair. They all denied their involvement, claiming it's her own fault. And anyway, it's her demanding mother who was the problem.
Is it really bad that Hu Xiaodei died? How else would her mother have received such a large payout?
The next day, the detective interviewed the other students. The senior colleague tells Zhang that cases of school bullying are very complicated. They themselves were in childhood. Either they were bullied or they bullied others, or maybe they just turned a blind eye to it all. All 3 bullies were expelled from school. The mother of one of them begs on her knees to give the girl a second chance, while the father of another beat his daughter in front of her former classmates. The class teacher assures Qin that she did the right thing, but he himself was fired from his job. Detective Zhang is disappointed, just like Qin. After all, the bullies will still be able to take the entrance exams, and they deserve a harsher punishment. He looked into Weilai's eyes. She is a true sociopath, whose mother is in trouble. The fake masks caused allergies among the buyers, so she will have to lay low for now and leave her daughter alone. Teachers are asking students to speak up and seek help if they are bullied by other students. Chen was the only one not smiling in the class group photo. One day, the bullies cornered her in an alley. They had a knife and a cage with rats with them. The girl fought back and ran away, hoping to escape her pursuers. She hid in a trash bin. One of the bullies lagged behind the others and heard Chen's phone ring, but for some reason she didn't give her away. The bullies planned to ambush Chen at her house, so she had to go to Xiaobei's. The girl asks for protection. She must survive and leave for Beijing. However, she doesn't have any money. In the middle of the night, the guy asks Chen to write on a piece of paper that she owes Xiaobei one favor. It could be just a bowl of noodles, or it could be something else, who knows. Now, Xiaobei follows Chen like a shadow, protecting her all the way to school and back. One day, he even attacked Weilai and threatened her not to bother the former classmate anymore. While the students pledge not to let down their parents and teachers, Xiaobei is involved in shady dealings and constantly gets into fights. He himself says that he doesn't intend to waste time on school. Chen's mother wants her bodyguard to protect her. She is also afraid to walk the streets. Almost always, Xiaobei comes home with bruises. He has been getting beaten since he was 13. But Chen was the first to ask if it hurt him. They almost never part. A classmate even thought that someone was stalking the girl and offered to protect her. But she doesn't need protection. She and Xiaobei are getting closer. Chen hopes that together they can escape from this city. One night, Xiaobei and his friends were taken to the police station. The cops are looking for a rapist and a girl needs to identify the attacker. Chen doesn't understand where her friend has gone and why he's not answering the phone. The girl was left without protection. The bullies took advantage of the situation, and they started to beat Chen in a group and record it on their phones, including the boy. Chen was forced to kneel, and the schoolgirls cut her hair. But even that wasn't enough for the bastards, so they started laughing and tearing the girl's clothes off. A bottle flew into the noisy crowd, and then Weilai realized that they were caught on surveillance cameras. Xiaobei rushed home as fast as he could and found his friend there, disfigured and in torn clothes. He wanted to immediately find the scoundrels, but Chen hugged him and held him back. The poor thing burst into tears, and Xiaobei couldn't hold back his own tears. To remove the bald patches, he had to cut his friend's hair short with clippers. He supported Chen and did the same with his own hair. The unfortunate friends took a photo together. In just a few days, the exam will take place. All students receive personalized passes for it. The class fell silent when the children saw how Chen looks now. In the evening, the students released sky lanterns for good luck. On this rainy day, 9 million students are taking the exam. Their parents came to support them. And Chen and her close friend Xiaobei. The class teacher gives the final instructions. The ribbon was cut and the children were let into the school. When the envelopes with questions were opened, somewhere in the city, a worker found a dead body in the ground. And by the time the exam ended, the corpse was already on the coroner's table. Fingerprint analysis identified the dead girl as the school bully, Weilai. Detectives are questioning a guy whose car was spotted near the crime scene. Traces of blood were found in the trunk. The young man recalls that last night, Xiaobei used his father's taxi but didn't betray his friend and lied that the car was stolen. The friends accused Chen of the murder, as they had recently bullied her severely. A phone with the recording ended up in Detective Zhang's hands. The police immediately went to the girl's home. The only thing she asked for was time to take her remaining 2 exams. But the suspect was brought to the police station. The girl claims she didn't tell anyone about the attack to avoid distractions from exam preparation. And after that incident, she didn't see him anymore. Weilai. On the day of the murder, she was studying at home as usual. The detectives decided to release Chen for now so she could take her exams. But how can she concentrate now? She thinks about the murder and what happened. Finally, all the exams were over and the students could breathe a sigh of relief. But not Chen. Xiaobei was waiting for her in the alley. He grabbed the girl and closed the door so the police escorting her couldn't catch up with them. Xiaobei demands that her friend call for help as if he attacked her.
I tried to rape Wei Lai, accidentally killed her. No, you couldn't. You left evidence.
Xiaobei is a lost cause anyway, without brains or a future, but he loves Chen and will save her. The bandit is a minor, he will receive a lenient punishment. And when the girl graduates from university, they will be able to meet again. Xiaobei tore Chen's clothes, kissed her goodbye. And in front of the cops, he slapped her a few times. At the station, the detectives are grilling Xiaobei. His skin was found under the nails of the deceased. He has deep scratches on his hand. The guy remembers how he buried the body, burned the clothes, and deleted them. Photo of S. Chen. Xiaobei explains that he harassed Eli, but she started to resist, and he accidentally killed her. Chen recalls how it actually happened. Wei Lai ambushed her and began begging not to report her to the police because of the attack. She offered money, and to do the same to her. She burst into tears and fell to her knees, but Chen just turned around and left. Then the vixen started to follow the girl and fawn over her, saying they could become friends, as those two fools had already bored her. Then she brought up Chen's mother. The rich woman would give her money, and she could pay off her debts. This angered Chen, and she pushed Wei Lai. She forgot they were on a steep staircase, and as she rolled down, the schoolgirl hit her head hard several times. Detective Zhang, Chen lied that she didn't know Xiaobei, but he checked the camera footage and saw that the boy was always around her. Zhang showed the thug the recordings of the bullying against Chen, and he tried to pretend that he didn't care. In the neighboring room, they are pressuring Chen to admit her involvement in the murder. After all, it was definitely revenge for everything Wei Lai had done. Detective Zhang asked the guy not to take them for fools. Even after his confession, Chen still remains the main suspect. And the girls describe what will happen to the rapist, whom Xiaobei is pretending to be. So she better admit that they were in cahoots. But no matter how much pressure they put on them, the lovers did not crack.
I don't know him.
Maybe we should get acquainted now.
Zhang believes that the girl won't be able to handle it if Xiaobei is thrown behind bars for decades.
No one would take the blame for murder and rape to protect someone else.
We wouldn't.
But they are teenagers.
Chen's mother picked her up from the police station. The girl returned to school. Xiaobei's friends were beaten up once again, and he himself was thrown behind bars. He and Chen reminisce about how good they were together. Meanwhile, ordinary kids are celebrating the end of school. Chen scored the highest marks on the exam and can enter any university in the country. Her mother is incredibly happy for her. Detective Zhang also came to congratulate the graduate, but the girl no longer speaks to him. By the way, Zhang has good news. Xiaobei was sentenced to death. Due to the seriousness of the crimes, the court delivered a swift verdict. Xiaobei lied to the girl, saying he was a minor. Chen burst into tears. She asks Jin to leave them alone. Why doesn't he want to let at least one of them be free? Chen hit and bit the cop. And then he admitted that he lied. The verdict has not yet been delivered, but he will be imprisoned for decades, and she would get away with just a couple of years. In the end, Chen decided to confess everything after all, and the detective brought her to meet Xiaobei. They no longer have to pretend, and finally, they smiled upon seeing each other. They started laughing and crying at the same time. The diligent student and the hooligan. Such a strange pair. Chen confessed that she felt much lighter, as if she had passed the very last exam. Chen received a 4-year sentence, and now, years later, she is teaching English. The teacher noticed one student, who apparently was doing very poorly. Chen did not ignore her and walked the girl home, listening to her problems. As before, Xiaobei follows Chen to always protect his beloved.